An unknown number of prisoners have escaped from Old Malmesbury prison in the Western Cape. The prisoners escaped from the medium B section opposite the police station. They are awaiting trial prisoners. Officials were combing the facility after the incident. A manhunt has been launched, even though a number of the escapees have already been arrested. All right, for an update on this, our reporter Vanessa Poonah is in Cape Town to tell us more. Very good afternoon to you, Vanessa. It was absolute chaos from some of the footage that I saw from bystanders, which has now reached social media. There were shots fired. Are we hearing about any sort of injuries or fatalities at this point? I tried to count the number of prisoners that I saw on one video, but really it just seemed like a stream of prisoners coming out of the prison. What can you tell us? What's the latest right now?
Yes, good afternoon. I can confirm to you that we're coming to you live from outside the Malmesbury medium B section prison just behind me. And since the time that we've arrived here, there was quite a hustle and bustle outside the street as police officers in their vehicles, as well as correctional services officials. And I'm just stepping out of shot so that you can see in the background. We've been asked as the media to steer clear of that side of the road while a number of detectives, police officers and so on go about their business to try and rearrest. Now, yes, you've correctly said that quite a number of these awaiting trial prisoners have been rearrested. We've seen at least one of them being taken from the back of a van back into this facility. Also driving past me a short while ago, I would assume it is a private citizen because we've also seen quite a number of private security vehicles coming up and down this road behind me, shouting to me through the vehicle that he's just brought one back. At this stage, I cannot confirm exactly the number of the escaped awaiting trial prisoners. I've spoken to the Regional Commissioner of Correctional Services here in the Western Cape, Mr. Delikile Klaas, a short while ago, informing us that they will indeed have a media briefing at 5 o'clock this afternoon for a holistic update in terms of what had indeed taken place. Of course, we understand that quite a number of these awaiting trial prisoners escaped from that gate over there, as we understand, and at this point, of course, hearsay is that they then hijacked a vehicle in just opposite the facility, made their way down the road, and of course that's where a number of them were rearrested. Driving into Malmesbury this afternoon on the N7 highway, we could also see along the farmlands a number of police vehicles extending their search, policemen on foot and also in vehicles, extending their search to the surrounding farming areas, and we expect to get a complete update a little later on. Still at this point, correctional services not having confirmed with us yet. Police have sent out an information media release earlier on saying that police officials from across the west coast are indeed assisting here at this facility with the efforts to recapture, if one will, or to rearrest those that had escaped on this Friday afternoon here in Malmesbury, a town, as a farming town. Of course, this facility right opposite the police station here, and it's nothing less than what I would call at this stage, from what I understand to be a true brazen attempt to flee from the facility behind me.
Behind you, there's some residents then of Malmesbury, and I wonder if you've had a word with any of them. I mean, I think that might be quite a scary situation, knowing that some waiting trial prisoners who don't know why they were held in the first place are sort of on the loose right now, and some of them could be perhaps quite dangerous. Are the residents afraid? And I suppose it's a time for them to be quite vigilant. I mean, I was looking at one of the videos that are now on social media, and I see that, you know, they were sort of jumping into the closest sort of properties. I see there was one ducking behind, there's a Toyota sign there, the one ducking behind there. I mean, we don't know where these awaiting trial prisoners have ended up, and, you know, as you say, some of them were caught, but there are obviously quite a few that are still on the loose. Have you had a word with some of the residents, and what are they saying? I mean, I can see them sort of standing there. Yeah.
Yes, no, you are indeed correct. And of course, that being one of the first public messages that the police put out there themselves, warning the public not to apprehend anybody if they do come across them. And you're quite correct. We don't know what they were awaiting trial for. So at this stage, any suspect would be considered dangerous. And of course, you'll see, you've mentioned the people behind us right now. At this moment, it's a bit calmer. I think people are also just wanting to see for themselves that these arrests have been taking place, and also to ascertain whether it is indeed safe. Because mentioned before, farming areas in the town right here, a number of businesses in this area as well, would want to make sure that their premises are safe, that the people inside their homes are safe as well. So yes, quite a big, a large number, large interest, I would say, at this point, as quite a number of members of the community wait outside the correctional facility here for more news on this daring escape, and also how many of those that have escaped police and their correctional services counterparts have managed to rearrest.
And I suppose these people are in plain clothes, so it's not like it's going to be very easy for anyone to identify them. I mean, some of them can pretend to just be, walking around or whatever the situation is. So I suppose that some of we know that awaiting trial prisoners wouldn't have had been given uniform at this time. So are people? Do they seem quite frazzled? Are they jittery, or are people just confident that the police will catch all of those who manage to escape?
I think there's quite a level of concern, I would say. Confident, yes, but also very concerned that if indeed one or two or three or however many of these suspects now and awaiting trial prisoners do manage to escape the clutches of the law, exactly how safe this community will be. So, yes, the sense that I gauge is that people are now quietly optimistic, but also still very worried until they get it from the horse's mouth. That, of course, due to take place at 5 o'clock when the Regional Commissioner of Correctional Services briefs the media. Of course, when that happens and people are satisfied that a roll call had been taken inside of all those that were meant to have been inside this facility behind us are then accounted for.
And I suppose at this point there's very little information, and I suppose the police are also very busy trying to catch these awaiting trial prisoners, to explain how this could have possibly happened. I mean, the fact that they got out of a gate, I mean, you would think that because it's a correctional facility there'd be many police around, and I understand that this particular correctional facility is just opposite a police station anyway. So it's quite strange that they'd be so surrounded by police, but manage to escape such in this manner.
That of course, Flo, would be the question top of mind for each and every person that come to hear about this escape today, the how of it, and how it's possible that people who are meant to be under a lockdown, and when I say that, I don't mean the lockdown that refers to the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm talking about people that are meant to be behind locked doors, just brazenly on a Friday afternoon decide that, that or actually have the means to escape a facility that's meant to house them. So that definitely one of the major questions, how exactly they've managed to breach the security here at this facility and even managed to get just outside the gate, let alone, as I understand it, hijack a vehicle and get at least a few hundred meters down the road here. That is the big question at this point.
All right, Vanessa, let's catch up with you later on. Thank you very much for that in-depth report for us in Malmesbury, close to, she's just outside the Malmesbury prison there in Cape Town, where prisoners managed to escape. Some have already been apprehended again, have been caught, and of course we'll at this stage then need to figure out what exactly happened. We'll get that information for you as soon as it is available for us to do so.